Hey guys, I'm Michael Allen for TravelCostaRicaNow.com, and it's time for another expat interview. And we have the privilege of talking to Bill. And Bill's been coming down to Costa Rica for what you said?
25 years?
25 years. So I think he might know a little thing or two about Costa Rica.
Maybe a thing or two.
Now, he just recently moved here, but again, he's been coming down here a long time. But you know what? We're going to answer a couple questions that we get a lot, and I think Bill can help us with them. We get a lot of questions, well, two specific questions to people who are going to move down here. Should they use a container, or should they come down here and just buy everything? And the other one is, should they bring a car, or should they get one here? So first, what's your view about getting a container and shipping all your stuff?
Well, container, it depends on how attached you are to your personal items and how much it takes for you to live comfortably. Some people can't live without their espresso machines. For me, it was an easy decision to make. It was like a new start, and so Carol and I opted to leave everything behind and start out fresh.
So you just, whatever fit in your luggage?
Exactly. What we could carry, we brought down.
Now, I'm assuming you did research this, though. I'm sure you looked into container, not container, you know, the advantages and disadvantages.
Absolutely. But since we were downscaling,
anyway,
that was a huge determinant as to whether or not we would use a container, because all our furniture up in the States was geared towards the United States. Big houses, lots of room. And down here, since we'd opted to live in a smaller house and more compact area, we decided that we didn't need all of those things that we had up there.
So it kind of changed your whole mindset about moving down here, starting life over, more simplified, that all played a part.
Simplification is probably the main word.
Yeah, we kind of got that too. Now, so how much does a container cost to come down here if you fill it? I don't really know much about it.
Well, the biggest thing is that once you get the container itself and the traveling is probably only going to be a couple of $1,000s. Okay, but the problem is that once you get down here, you've got to deal with customs. And customs down here can range anywhere from a nightmare to a pleasure. It's hard to determine whether or not you're going to have an easy time or a difficult time with customs. The most important thing, of course, is inventory. Inventory everything if you opt for a container.
So everything that goes in a container has to be...
Every single item has got to be inventoried, exactly.
Now, what kind of problems does that cause if it's not? Is that part of the process you can't even move any farther unless it's all inventoried, or is there going to create other problems?
Basically, it creates you become a statutory smuggler if you start trying to bring things in here.
That's not labeled.
This is not a good way to start in Costa Rica.
So the container comes here, and then what's the process? So it sits around customs?
It can in fact sit around customs for an immeasurable amount of time. Sometimes it'll go through quickly. Other times, it can take months and months to clear customs. The biggest thing is that they want their money. Okay, it's all about the money. It's that if you've got everything inventoried and
imagine that
properly,
all about the money.
Golly, it doesn't matter where you live, does it?
That's right.
Money talks. Okay, and the other thing is that you're probably best off getting a shipping company to organize it for you. Okay, to do it by yourself would be it could be a nightmare.
Don't they? They almost like get mad because you almost think you can do it yourself. Don't they? Not mad, but
I think that it's something that's just that they're not used to, and when they're not used to something, especially here in Costa Rica, if it hasn't been done before, they consider it impossible.
So you need somebody to help you out on this.
Absolutely.
And then you're not. Are you just talking about the container people, or are you talking about people
the officials?
The officials here.
Yes, absolutely.
So so you can actually hire somebody that can help you get your stuff when it gets here?
There are shipping companies that deal directly from the United States to Costa Rica, and they will help a person get through the hurdles. Okay, again, we opted not to because we were downsizing so much that for us there was just no purpose to it.
I actually don't know this answer to this. What would you say the percentage of people that actually use containers? I mean, sometimes people bring containers down because they may be starting a business. They have to do some certain things. But would you say more people do it like we did?
Absolutely.
I do too. I think so, because Costa Rica's got that vibe.
I think in the course of my time here in Nuevo Arenal and here in Fortuna, I've only met like several people who actually brought containers down. Everyone else has opted to just pack their suitcases, pack their pets, pack their wife, and come on down.
So bottom line, give or take, obviously this can change, but a container from beginning to end is going to cost you
It's going to cost
approximately.
it's going to cost in the thousands. You can be rest assured that it will probably cost $5,000 to $7,000, $5,000 to $10,000, depending on what the contents are. Because again, it's got to be
Does it go by
inventory.
that? I always thought you could just
Absolutely.
fill them with whatever.
No, because
you had all that
without,
space.
without an inventory on the thing, it's the value of the things that are coming into the country. And Costa Rica assumes that when you get the stuff into the country that you're going to sell it. Okay, and so therefore they want to make sure that they get their tariff.
Now, let's talk about the other thing we get a ton of. People always ask us, should I drive my car down or bring it down or bring one down or have my own car, or should I just buy one when I get there?
Well, to drive a car down would probably be the adventure of your life.
Yes.
In fact, it might be worth your life. It might be the last adventure of your life.
Now, what's a couple of the disadvantages just to bringing your car down here, like in your container, right?
Okay, one of the things is cost, and again, how long is it going to be tied up in customs? Because customs, the paperwork down here in customs could be massive. I mean, it could be huge. And again, sometimes it's a pleasure, and other times it could be a nightmare. Okay, well, to avoid the possibility of a nightmare, we'd opted to buy a car down here.
But to go back a little bit, so if
Yes.
you bring you mentioned something about if you bring a new car, you bought a car in the States, you have to show complete title to the car, right?
Absolutely, you must own the car. It must be free and clear.
Now, how much? Let's say you brought down a $35,000 vehicle. How much would that cost you to bring it into Costa Rica?
It would probably cost you a $35,000 vehicle, and then 50% tariff on the $35,000 vehicle.
50%?
50% of the value, right?
Wow.
And so you're talking $50,000 for a $35,000 vehicle.
Now, what's the thing? Now, let's say the car is older, sentimental value.
Okay.
You want to bring down your old Bel Air. I don't know. It's over. You say it's a 10-year thing?
Yeah, after 10 years, they can charge up to 100%. Okay, and then they'll determine what the price is.
So you don't.
Okay, it's not
I
like they go
that
to the
rule.
blue book and they are free to charge whatever they want, but the tariff can be up to 100% value.
So the bottom line on that, they're going to get their money.
They will get their money, whether you buy a car down here or whether you have your car shipped. One way or another, you are going to be.
Yeah, but do you find cars expensive here?
Yes.
New cars.
New cars, I never even looked into a new car because they'd be so prohibitively expensive because once again, you've got that 50% tariff on new cars. Okay, so the new car would be prohibitively expensive.
So that's pretty much why everyone gets a used car down here.
Exactly, and there are dealerships, especially near San Jose, where you can shop for a car and shop for price. And then also there's a lot of Americans that are getting rid of their cars because Costa Rica didn't fit. And so it's a possibility that you can pick up
Yeah,
a
you could
car
probably
that
pick
way.
up a nice. When people, it's funny, is when people are ready to leave out of here, or they're ready to leave
They
out of
cut
here.
their losses, exactly. It's like we're gone. It's not for everybody.
That's true.
Okay, but for those of us who it is for, we find it.
I think it was interesting what you said earlier, because I'm kind of big on this too. I actually would question people if they felt the need to bring down their entire materialistic world.
They
I would
probably
almost-
are overly attached to it. Maybe they should stay and vacation in Costa Rica.
Yeah, because that almost sounds like they may not quite be ready. Almost like they want to bring their
Their
world-
past.
Yes, kind of. So people
I
might
agree.
want to question that. If you want to bring all your stuff down here in a container,
Well, then you might want to wonder about your own readiness. to
Yes,
live in Costa Rica.
exactly.
Because it's not like you go down to the Walmart here. Here, if you want to shop, you're going to spend a day shopping.
now is there something that you can think of that you're like, hey, if you have a chance to bring this down with you because it's just it's hard to find in here, or it's the quality's I don't know. What do you have any
Most definitely,
advice?
in my case, tools.
Tools.
Tools, absolutely. Power tools, drills, saws, hand tools. Definitely. I think that those
Harder
are
to get here. Quality's better in the
Very,
state.
very difficult to get. Selection is poor at best, and the biggest thing is availability. A lot of times you go in here for a 3/8 drill into the hardware store, and guess
You're
what?
out of luck.
You're going to buy a 1/4 drill and try to ream the hole out.
So tools might be a good idea to bring down.
Absolutely.
Anything else off the top of your head?
Actually not. It's better off to come down here and find out what you miss.
Right.
Okay, there's really no preparatory thing for it. I mean, you come down here, find out what you just can't live without, and then in the future make a trip back to the States and get what you need.
Right. All right, guys, I want to thank Bill for talking to us and educating us on a couple things. I got a feeling we might be talking to him again. I think he's got a lot more info he could probably pass along. So this is Bill. I'm Michael Allen for Travel Costa Rica Now, guys. Hope it helps. Peace.